Right, the chords for I'm Yours is based off what we're going to call our 6-string bar chords or our E-shaped bar chords, because in the fundamental of them they make an E chord with the bar. So it's using our E shape. We'll refer to them as 6-string or E-shaped chords, sometimes even F shape, even though that's really incorrect, and I'm sorry that I do that, but it does. We learn the F chord first, so it's kind of like the F chord, even though it's an E-shaped chord. So but the idea of bar chords is this: since we're barring all 6 strings, or at least all the strings we're playing, there's no open strings, which means we can now move this around to get different chords. So depending on where you place it, completely changes the name of the chord. So if we buy this, since we're doing 6-string, we have to know the name of all the 6-string frets, at least up to 12, because after that it just repeats. So again, I've kind of talked to this in class, but just kind of quickly go over it. Know that it's an E string, and then we go up to 7 on odds. So E, F on 1, G on 3, A on 5, B on 7. Then after that it goes to evens. C on 8, D on 10, E on 12. And then after that, just know that if you take any one of those, say A, and go towards the body of your guitar or up, it's getting sharp, so that's A sharp. And if you go back, it's the flat A flat. And remember, all of these sharp and flats have multiple names. So how this was an A moved up 1 fret makes it A sharp. It's also a B moved back 1 fret, making it a B flat. So A sharp and B flat, technically the same chord. They sound the same, but we use them in different keys for different things, which we'll talk about that down the road. So the idea, since we've already discussed the F chord, I'm not going to go through that again on the techniques. Go back to that video if you need to about ways to make your bar chords sound better. But for this case, we're going to use the chord progression B major to F sharp major to G sharp minor to E major. Now, if we look at our note names on our frets, that takes us from the 7th fret to the 2nd fret for F sharp to the 4th fret for G sharp, and then we're going to use open for the E, although we could use 12, but I don't like chords up there. I don't have to. So the idea is this with bar chords: we're going to take and place this F-shaped chord. I said it again. It's an E-shaped chord because it looks like an E or a 6-string shape, but it looks like your F chord if you remember from that. I put it so the bar is on 7 and the rest of my hand falls that way. So always between the bar and your 3rd and 4th finger, there's a fret in between, and that's where your 2nd finger goes. Now, since it's a major chord, the 2nd finger is down. If it was a minor chord, we would lift that finger up, which we'll have to do here in a second. So that's our first chord. We play B 4 times. Then we go to F sharp major. So we don't lift up our hand. Instead, we just slide it down. It has to expand a little bit down to where now this is on the 2nd fret, which is F sharp. So F sharp on that one. And the 3rd chord, this is where something changes. We're going to slide up to where the 4th is, which is G sharp, but it's G sharp minor. So that means we have to lift up this 2nd finger. Now the last chord, we're going to play E a little different for ease of play. Instead of playing it like the E we learned way back in the beginning, we're going to take this chord, and if you were to slide it back a fret, another fret, another fret, another fret, so that the bar is now off the guitar, you can add that finger back. We're pushing down the same thing or, as an E chord this way, but we're using different fingers this way, since we're using bar chords, to get that E, so that now your 2nd finger is on the 5th string 2nd fret, your pinky is on the 4th string 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger is on the 1st fret 3rd string. The reason we do that is then now we go back to the B, because it just repeats the progression. We can just slide this up and add the bar back, and we're ready to play B, as opposed to having to completely redo the chord, which takes a little more time. It's not so easy. So once you learn to play this, it makes this so much easier. So to go through the progression of how you have to play, it's all downstrokes for right now. We're just going to go 4 times 1 7, which is B, down to F sharp on 2, up to G sharp on 4, but it's minor, so no 2nd finger, and then down to open using the new E chord, which makes it easy to come back to here to repeat it. So that's the basic progression. Like 99% of the songs use that chord progression. There's only one other thing that we'll talk about later, because we need some new chords that will are on the next test. But for this one, that's all in progression you have to do. All right.